Hi everyone, it's Sarah here with my week 5 update following the ketogenic diet. That I recorded this video earlier in the day when there was light and stuff like that, so apologies for the lighting. But yeah, the video hasn't worked, so I'll try and remember what I said before. Basically it was a reasonably normal week. There was a few things that I couldn't avoid, so yeah, we have a monthly, or every time there's new volunteers that come to Tonga, so I'm part of a volunteer program that's kind of like Peace Corps, but the Australian version. And so when we get a new intake of volunteers, we have a pizza night at one of the local restaurants, and it's just a bunch of pizzas. So we don't get much say in what to order or anything like that. So I just took the toppings off the pizzas, and I didn't even feel tempted to eat the base or anything like that. The toppings are the best bit after all. Yeah, and I just did it, and so that maybe I'm building confidence with looking conspicuous to other people. But yeah, my husband is invited along as well, and that he was able to help eat some of the bases and stuff like that because he's not following keto. But yeah, that wasn't too bad, and I just figured I'd rather than ruin it, I'd just do it and draw a bit of attention to myself. Yeah, so that's an achievement, I guess, for me. And then I had karaoke on Saturday, and I don't know about you, but I don't do karaoke too well unless I've had a few drinks. So I decided to try vodka soda, and it was really nice with a bit of fresh lime. And I counted the calories, but tried to do a lot of reading, and I think it doesn't have any carbs apart from the lime. Would have a minimal amount for a small wedge. But yeah, and that might be a really good option for me from now on. And I'm excited by the idea of the flavoured vodkas. Since then, you know, the absolute ones and the high quality ones apparently don't have any carbs left from their flavouring, so that could open up a whole new world of possibilities. Yeah, so I think it was okay. My numbers this morning after drinking last night, they were still reasonable, so that it was 0.9 ketones, which I know is not great, but it's been about what it's been all week, so that I'm slowly building back up. But it seems to have taken a long time, so that encourages me to be a lot more careful and going off the rails. And yeah, my glucose was at 5, which it has been at 5.1 sometimes during the week, and down, yeah, to sort of 4.9 or I think 4.7 yesterday. So that it might have had a little bit of impact, but definitely not huge. So that might be a really good option. So I'm down 0.8 of a kilogram this week, which is 1.76 pounds. And the total, yeah, my weight is 112.9 from 113.7 last week, or 248.9 pounds from 250.6 last week. So things are tracking happily in a downwards direction. I thought I'd just show you my little tracker that I keep on the fridge. But yeah, I just made it on a Microsoft Word, and it's just got my measurements, and I just total them up and track that, and then it's got, yeah, my weight is the black line going down nicely. So that I'm just going to try and stick to that. That I've thought a lot about how disappointed I am in myself for not being one of those people that just doesn't cheat at all. That people like Keto Karma, really great videos, but yeah, that she's not had any meals that were off plan until very late in the piece, sort of over a year, I think, before she had anything that was off keto or and that sort of stuff, which is really impressive. But I'm just going to have to realise and accept that that's not me, and that it might not be perfect and it might take a little bit longer, but that as long as things are still tracking downwards rather than upwards, I'm going to try and focus on that. So you might have seen on this, it's got a cumulative total going as well, so that's what I'm going to try and focus on rather than the fluctuations week to week. It's going to be that total, so that's 6.7 or 14.6 or 14.2, I can't read my writing, pounds, so that's 6.7 kilos in the 5 weeks, which I think is pretty awesome. And as long as it keeps going sort of like that, even if it slows right down, then as long as it's going down, not up, then I'm going to be happy with that. So I did just want to share that I'm coming up with some mini goals and some rewards attached to those goals. Unfortunately, even though you're setting goals and achieving them, it doesn't mean suddenly you've got a bunch of spare cash to do nice things. So they have to be within my budget constraints, and as a volunteer, it's not a huge budget. My first one's going to be 110 kilos when I hit that number. And I think with that, we've got a new hotel opened in Nuku'alofa, and I'm interested to try it. So that I thought my husband and I could go there for breakfast as a reward once I hit 110 kilos, because breakfast, there's obviously usually more keto options that I really enjoy breakfast anyway. But certainly eggs and bacon, and hopefully eggs Benedict or something like that can be my reward rather than going off track. And I'm going to try and think of a few more rewards, like maybe some camping or something that I'd really enjoy, that don't cost money, and that aren't going to derail me, so that normally you'd have food rewards and stuff like that. But obviously that's counterproductive, so trying to think of things that will maybe benefit this way of eating, so that maybe I could get a iHerb order, although it's difficult because they don't ship to Tonga. But I'm thinking if I go home to Australia over Christmas, that might be a really good reward, and stock up on some products that are going to help into the next year. So I'd be really interested to hear if anybody else has any goals or any rewards set up and have any ideas there. Clothes shopping might be another good one when you're getting more significant. But what I'm really looking forward to, sort of, I've got in the back of my head as my first major goal, is the 100 kilo mark. And not just because it's a nice round 100 kilo, but that I don't remember ever being under 100 kilos. And the most that I've ever lost, I think I was around 104 or 102. That was the lightest that I've ever been from a weight loss effort. And that took a really long time, so I didn't even notice really at the time that I was that low, because it was probably 2 years or something in the making. But so if I got under 100, that'd be pretty huge. And I remember stepping on the scales in high school and being around that 100 mark, so it's really the lightest that I remember weighing ever, really, because I don't think I weighed myself that much when I was little. Although I was conscious of being overweight, I just didn't use the scale as a tool that much. I'm gonna keep working towards that. So I think that's pretty much all. I'm down 3.3 centimeters this week, so not huge, but certainly still going down, so that's good. I think that's pretty much it. Coming up, I don't think I have anything huge next week that's except, I do actually. On the Saturday or the Friday night, I've got a farewell party for a friend, and I think it's going to be pretty huge. That they're planning, signature cocktails and all sorts of things. So I think I'm just going to stick to the vodka soda or even gin soda, because I'm normally a gin drinker, and that's something that I have. And just try and manage myself with finger foods and stuff. Hopefully there'll be a cheese platter amongst all this. And those kinds of things. So that's one of the things that I really like about keto, is that there usually is delicious things that you can eat at parties, which is not so much the case when you're trying to stay really low calorie and low fat and that sort of stuff. It'll be interesting to see how that goes, but I'm really going to try and monitor myself for this event and not have a blowout like I have before. Stay under control and still have a really nice time. So we'll see how that goes next week. But I hope you have a great week. And I did just want to say, it feels a bit silly talking to the camera, but I've been finding it really helpful, just knowing that I have to front up and for my accountability. So I know not many people are watching, and that's fine by me. But if you are watching, thanks very much. And I'll see you next week. Bye.
Atakau, ia kunga atalang.